So much damage in this region, in the Ahrweiler. It went over the edge here along the entire course of the river where all these villages are in the valley. It destroyed the bridge you see behind me, but so many more. That has also caused disruption to traffic in the area. It is very hard to reach many towns here, and the police have said that up to 90 people have been confirmed dead in the Ahrweiler region. That is a higher number than they had declared earlier, and they expect the fatalities to rise. It's a very tragic situation here at the moment.
Julia, as if residents weren't facing enough problems, now we're also hearing about sinkholes. What do you know about that?
Yes, north from here, closer to the city of Cologne, a gravel quarry collapsed on itself, basically. It filled and filled and filled with water until it sunk, and it brought with it some homes and also some cars. Authorities feared that a nearby road where cars were would have been severely affected, that people would have not had enough time to escape. It seems like most people managed to get away, but it is really a difficult situation there too.
We've had floods in Germany before, and yet this has literally risen to another level. Was the country unprepared for this?
Well, we spoke to people here in Walporzheim, and what they told us was that they saw that there was a lot of rain, and they expected it maybe to reach the water to reach the levels of the 2016 floodings, which reached around a meter and a half here. So they were prepared for that. They had sandbags by the river, and that's what they were expecting. But then what happened was this huge wave of water reaching 5-6 meters, and that really took them by surprise. And there is a lot of criticism being leveled at authorities and at the fire department for not warning people in time. Here, people have told me the fire department said to leave, but it was probably too late. But it is hard to really assess whether more could have been done to prevent such a disaster, at least for people here on the ground.
We keep calling this catastrophic, and it certainly seems the appropriate word. That's DW's reporter Julia Saudelli in Walporzheim. Much thanks, Julia. And German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier is in the town of Erfstadt, visiting those affected by the flooding. Erfstadt suffered some of the worst damage, as you just heard. Steinmeier was joined by State Premier Armin Laschet on the right, who's the front-runner to succeed Angela Merkel as Chancellor. The German president says the scale of the loss is hard to comprehend.
Much has been lost and will not be easily replaced. But the biggest loss is the one felt by those who have lost relatives in the floods. We are mourning with the people who have lost friends and acquaintances and family members. Your fate has broken our hearts.
German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier there. In Belgium, at least 24 people have died in the flooding. The government has declared Tuesday a national day of mourning. The cities of Liège. DW correspondent Barbara Wezel is there in Papanster. Barbara, Papanster sits right on the confluence of two rivers that ultimately inundated the town. What are you seeing there on the ground where you are?
We had to climb up on a hill, Michael, in order to talk to you, because down there in the town you see behind us here in the valley, there is no mobile network, there is no gas, no electricity, no nothing. The town was really inundated. It looks like a war zone. Cars overturned, houses broken down, and it's just debris everywhere. It's a catastrophic images, and people are now on this day, because the weather has turned, as you can see, the sun has come out, are now trying to start and slowly clean up their buildings. But a lot of heavy machinery down there working and pushing broken down cars, trees and everything together in order to at least clear the streets, because from where we are, there's only one way down into the valley, and everything else is blocked off.
It's a broken record from town to town and country to country in the West. The Belgian king and Queen were there yesterday to lend their support to flood victims. I understand there will be more visitors today.
Yeah, at this moment, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, is there with the Belgian Prime Minister De Croo, and they're trying to talk to the citizens and give some consolation and some sense of hope. Emergency services are out, of course, now. Things slowly are getting back to functioning. But the European Commission just this week has offered and published their big report on the environment, their big report on what we have to do to survive the next 10, 20 years with regard to climate change on this earth. So it seems so fitting that she has come here to see the immediate aftermath of one of these catastrophes. Belgian scientists say that this is clearly related to climate change. Belgium has never, in living memory, seen a catastrophe like this. This is peaceful. There's not very much water around here, and it has risen within a few hours for several meters, washing everything in its way away.
DW correspondent Barbara Vazel in Peppinsdale, Belgium. Much thanks.